In this video, we're going to talk about what commodities are and then briefly talk about how to trade them. So this is very much going to be a beginner friendly video. So my name is Tyler Stokes from StokesTrades.com. I have the article up on the screen here that we are going to refer. And basically, I am studying to be a full-time day trader, and I'm doing some background review of some, basic information about the stock market. And we are on commodities in this video. So if you're interested in day trading, if you're a pure beginner, I do have a blueprint that outlines what I'm doing for the first 6 months of this journey. And what I'm doing in the beginning stages is just reviewing the basics of the stock market, and we're on commodities. So what I like to do is I like to use the AI tool from X to supply me with some examples and some definitions on some of these finance terms, because I think it provides sort of a fun and more relatable definition than some of these other blogs and finance resources that you might be able to reference. So the AI tool from Grok, I think, does a great job. So let's see what Grok says about what a commodity is. So, all right, buckle up for a wild ride through the fascinating world of commodities. These little rascals are the building blocks of the universe, the unsung heroes of the economy, and the secret sauce in your favorite products. Think of them as the Lego bricks of commerce, but instead of colorful plastic, they come in flavors like wheat, gold, oil, and even financial products. So you know how you can't live without your morning coffee? Well, imagine that coffee is a commodity, and coffee is a commodity. It's a basic raw material that's used to make the finished product, your cup of joe. Now, let's say you're a coffee shop owner. You want to make sure you always have enough coffee beans, to keep your customers happy and caffeinated. But coffee bean prices can change a lot, just like the stock market. One day there might be a shortage of beans due to bad weather in a coffee growing region, but the next day, a bumper crop, so that's like an unusually large crop, might flood the market, which drives down the price of coffee. So as a coffee shop owner, you might decide to trade in the coffee commodity market to hedge your bets. So you could buy futures contracts to lock in a certain price for coffee beans, ensuring that you always have a steady supply at a predictable cost. So commodities, they aren't just limited to food. They can also include things like gold, oil, and even financial products like currencies. So the key is that commodities are uniform and interchangeable, meaning that one barrel of oil is pretty much the same as another. So whether you are, sipping your morning coffee or filling up your car with gas or investing in gold, commodities are all around you, playing a vital role in our daily lives. So I think that's a good sort of rundown of what a commodity is with that coffee shop owner example. So let's take a look at some of the actual commodities. So we're going to run through just 4 here, and then we're going to sort of run through how these commodities are typically grouped. We're not going to run through every single commodity, but in the show notes, I will have a link to this article, which is going to list many more commodities than we are going to discuss in detail. So first of all, wheat. Imagine you're at a bakery and the baker pulls out a sack of wheat, but wait, it's not just any wheat, it's commodity wheat. This means it meets the minimum standard for baking and can be used interchangeably with other sacks of wheat. So that's how people would trade wheat. Gold. Picture a gold miner who discovers a shiny golden nugget. This nugget is a commodity, meaning it's uniform and it meets the minimum standard for gold. It can be traded on an exchange, and eventually it might end up in a beautiful piece of jewelry. Oil. Picture a mechanic working on a car. The oil he uses is a commodity, meaning it's interchangeable with other oils that meet the minimum standard for quality. Without this commodity, the car will not run properly. And then financial products. Imagine you're a financial wizard who trades in currencies and indexes. These financial products are commodities too. So they're uniform and they meet the minimum standard for trading. So there you have it. That's a little journey through the world of commodities. And remember, these little guys, they're the backbone of the economy. And without them, we'd all be lost in the sea of chaos and confusion. Now, how commodities are grouped sort of changes. typically they're grouped in three here, and I'll just discuss this now. So you've got the energy sort of sector, and this category includes things like oil and gas. So it's crucial for powering your home and different industries. So you got the energy sector of commodities, and then you've got hard commodities. So these are metals, typically referred to as hard commodities. These include things like non-precious metals like lead, copper, nickel, aluminum, that are used in manufacturing products. And then you've got precious metals such as gold, silver, platinum, palladium, that are also traded, and then their value is used in jewelry and other industrial applications. These are referred to hard commodities, these sort of metals. And then you've got a group of soft commodities, so agricultural things. These are things like sugar, coffee, soybeans. They're essential for food production. They have a significant impact on the global price of various foods. So sometimes people categorize these commodities into these three categories: energy, metals, which are hard commodities, and then agricultural, which is referred to as soft. And again, on this article, which you can find, I've got a list of sort of an extensive list of all the commodities, not maybe everyone, but energy commodities. So you got crude oil, natural gas, gasoline, coal, and then the agricultural and metal commodities that you've got livestock and meat commodities, dairy commodities, environmental commodities, and so on. So that's a good rundown, I think, of what a commodity is. But let's go back to that example with that coffee store owner. That's probably not who you are, and it's not who I am either. So we are not going to actually buy these commodities. So when we want to trade them, we're not going to actually, take delivery and store any of these hard sort of goods. So what we want to do is we just want to speculate on the prices of these commodities. So sort of like there's like this wholesale commodity trading where these big companies and big players, they actually buy this stuff and they do trade it. And then years and years and years ago, commodity trading was people traded all sorts of things throughout the years, and people still do that. So coffee stores and big manufacturing companies will actually buy and trade various metals and food products and that sort of thing. But you and I, retail sort of traders or just regular folks, we don't want to buy gold and store gold typically. You're not going to buy coffee and store it in a warehouse and then sell it and that kind of stuff. So we just want to trade, and we're just called speculators. We want to kind of gamble on what the prices might be. And that's typically how retail investors like you and I are going to trade. And if we're doing day trading, that's typically how we are going to trade when we're doing day trading as well. So commodity trading, it's like a global game of swapping stuff. It's all about buying and selling raw materials used to make other things. Commodity trading, it used to be a big deal for professionals, but now it's easier for people like you and me to trade this commodity. And what we do is there are many ways that you can sort of invest and trade in commodities. So you can use things like futures contracts and options. And these are two topics that we're going to discuss in future videos. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're going to do a whole beginner-friendly video about futures contracts and options. And then if you want to invest in commodities, you can certainly just buy stock of a company that might be mining gold or that might refine coffee beans. So that's one way to invest in commodities. And then we have ETFs. So we've done a video on ETFs. There's ETFs that sort of follow the price of gold very closely. So if you want to trade or invest in gold, you can basically buy an exchange traded fund, an ETF, for various types of commodities. So that's the typical trading that we're going to focus on. Certainly on this channel, we're not going to actually, buy and store any hard goods, but that is how commodities are traded, sort of speculating on the price with trading futures contracts that sort of never get filled. And again, we're going to talk about that in future videos. And then actual commodity traders who actually sell and store the hard goods. So let's go over some key insights that we spoke about just to sort of wrap up this video on commodities. Again, commodities are the basic interchangeable goods used in commerce like wheat, gold, oil, financial products. They're the building blocks of the economy. Uniformity and interchangeability is very important. So commodities, they're uniform across producers. That's how they are able to be traded. Some real life examples we've gone over: wheat, gold, oil, financial products, things of that nature. Commodity trading, so we just spoke about that. We're not going to actually physically buy and sell the commodities. We're going to speculate on the price with contracts that sort of never get fulfilled, or we can buy ETFs or stock in commodity companies. The categories we went over, there's sort of hard commodities. So those are the metals, precious metals, and things like gold, silver, copper. And then, these are metals that are used for manufacturing or jewelry or things of that nature. Soft commodities are the agricultural commodities. So soybeans, coffee, wheat, things like that. And then you've got energy commodities, so oils and gas and things like that. So I think that's a good wrap up of what commodities are. Very beginner friendly video. This has helped me get a good grasp on what these are. And in the next video, we are going to talk about how we can trade them with futures trading. So I hope that you found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in becoming a day trader, if you're a pure beginner and you want to sort of follow along with this journey. And below, you can find a playlist to all our past videos that are basically just stock market basics. So reviewing some things like stocks, bonds, ETFs, and that sort of things for beginners who are just sort of getting started with investing or day trading. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.